Hey guys. So today's big idea is this: question your motives. Question your motives. And I just want to give a little side note here. I'm not saying always question yourself, always be in doubt. Never be sure of anything. That's not what I'm talking about. In all of us, there's this voice that says, "Man, if only I could get out of this or stop doing this, then I'd be happy." And so we say, "Man, my life would be so much better if I would stop doing that thing, whatever that thing is, or if I changed how I'm doing this." And on the surface, that sounds fine, but then we start saying little things like this: "I would be happy if I could change that." And you think, well, what's wrong with that? Here's the thing. Ask yourself a few questions. First off, why are you really doing this? Why do you really want to stop looking at porn? Why do you really want to get your depression where you don't feel suicidal 24/7, where you can still enjoy life? Why do you want to deal with your anxiety where you can go back outside and stuff? Why? And you might think, well, that's a stupid question, but this is important, because here's the thing: when you're in the midst of these things, when you're trying to stop doing drugs, when you're trying to be better, when you're trying to get healthier, when you're trying to stop being addicted to stuff, when you're trying to get your depression and anxiety under control, when you're in that fire, and anybody who's detoxed from any kind of drug will tell you, you don't think clearly when you're detoxing. It's like, for instance, when the craving to look at porn comes back, you will find every reason for why it's okay to look at porn. Your motives will be put to the test. Excuse me. Your motives will be put to the test. And so with that being said, you need to be sure of your motives before you get to the fire, so that when you're in the fire and you feel like giving up and you feel like, you know what, I don't know why I'm doing this, I'll never get over it, why don't I just learn to live with it? It's not that big of a deal. So now you have something to bring to that argument when you're there. And you will be there. Because if it was easy to stop, or easy to change your life, or easy not to give up, or easy not to commit suicide, then nobody would ever do those things. But it's not easy. Sometimes every moment is a fight. And, okay, so, why are you really doing this? Another question, are you tired of the struggle? Do you just wish that you could live in a bubble where the struggle doesn't exist? Are you just trying to impress someone else? Do you want to try and be better than someone else? Are you just trying to get back to how your life used to be before you were inconvenienced by whatever it is that you're dealing with? See, these are important questions to ask. If you're just tired of the struggle, I hate to tell you, life, every day it has struggles of its own. If you're just trying to deal with something so that you can live in some kind of a bubble where problems don't exist, that's never going to happen. And you're doomed for failure and for disappointment. If you're trying to impress somebody, that's fine and everything, like especially when you're trying to make your wife happy or whatever, but here's the thing, and I don't mean for this to sound selfish, but it really is. You have to be in it for the long haul. You have to have a commitment that goes beyond someone else being impressed with you. And I'll tell you why. Let's say your spouse dies, you get divorced, you get in a fight, anything could happen. You get sick, or they get sick, or something big happens. I mean, it's not that life is short, it's just that it's unexpected. It's not for sure what tomorrow's gonna be. I'm not saying worry about everything, that's not what I'm saying at all, but you have to have a reason that is so deep and so ingrained in you that you have this mentality: if I never win, I will die trying. If everybody gives up on me, if I have no friends at the end of this, I will still try. I will still get up and I will still fight. And no matter how many times I fail, I will always get back up to fail again. You have to have that kind of a commitment for you to actually make it. You see people, I want to get healthier. Why? Because I think that I'm fat and I'm insecure. Well, that's fine, but it's not going to carry you through. Unless you just have an extreme hatred for yourself fat. Usually you need something that really encourages you. Like, one thing that helps me to keep going is I think, I want to be here for my grandkids. I'm not going to live forever. Eventually I'll get sick or die or something, and I'd like to at least meet my grandkids and have some kind of an influence in their life before I die. It would be really great if I could meet my great-grandkids. But see, that requires exercise and being healthy. So, or do I just want things to go back to how they used to be? Here's a not very well-known secret. Sometimes you're in the problem that you're in because of how the way things used to be. See, you didn't have protection in place, so you got into porn. You didn't have sufficient friends and sufficient a network and sufficient hope, and so you got into depression or whatever. Or maybe it's a chemical imbalance with your brain, in which case eating healthy can help, and exercise can help. Maybe you're dealing with anxiety because you were doing a bunch of stupid stuff. You can't do stupid stuff all the time and then be surprised when your body reacts with fight or flight. That really can't surprise you too much. Okay. Or do you want to try harder, be better, change how you live? You want to be a different person. See, there's got to be something in you that wants something more and something better and something deeper. So the verse for today is 2 Chronicles 7:14. And, excuse me, look what it says here. If my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. See, we can reach a better tomorrow. But here's the thing. If you notice what it said there, and turn from their wicked ways, you're going to have to sometimes change the way that you're doing things in order to get a different result. See, sometimes, I wish that I didn't have depression anymore, anxiety, or, I wish I wasn't addicted to this thing anymore so I can go back to my life how it was. See, that's not a sufficient motive. You've got to weigh that crap through, because when the battle comes, and it will, you won't have an answer to that voice. Ooh, sorry, you won't have an answer to that voice in your head. And so, what is your goal in this? What is your goal in this? And so, here's the action step that I have for you guys. Find motives to believe in. Find a motive to believe in. You think that's easy. It's harder than you think. Find a motive that you can believe in. Struggles will always challenge your motives, question your motives, and believe in your motives. If you don't believe in your motive, you will always give up on it. I see people say, I'm going to get an exercise bike or a treadmill in hopes that I will start being into walking. Well, do you like walking? No. Okay, and you think that because you got a treadmill that you're going to suddenly like walking? Or, I don't exercise at all. I don't even do stretches, and now I'm going to go from 0 to 100 and be able to walk 5 miles every day. It's like, you need to think this one through before you get there. And you need to have motives that you can believe in. You can tell the people who will stick with exercise. They're out there walking at 5 in the morning. And you can tell the people who are struggling, they're out there walking at 10 o'clock in the morning. And you can see the people who are going to give up. They're out there walking at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You see what I'm getting at here? You have to have motives that you can believe in, so that you can help others, so that you can win, and so that you can do it. Now, those are some of my motives there. I do what I do first off. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera there. I do what I do first off so that I can help others. If there's somebody out there dealing with anxiety and depression and porn and different addictive things, and I could say, yeah, you know what, I know what you're going through. Let me help you. Let me help you figure out how to move forward. That right there is why I do it. Another reason, so I can win. I'm tired of letting my depression and my anxiety and all those things rule me. There is life out there, and I lived so long under that, not going out, not enjoying life, that I don't want to be there anymore. And then another reason why I challenge myself is so that I can. There was a time when I was stuck to one room of my house. Like, I couldn't even leave that room in my house. So now sometimes I go on walks just so that I can. Just because I can. And then I do little fights. I go to a city that I'm scared to go to just so that I can do it later. And there's that fight that you have to be willing to face. So I hope that this video was encouraging for you. Really, I do. Have a great rest of the day, and I hope that this is something you can apply to your life.